In the heart of Europe, where time moves like honey through cobblestone streets, lie villages so breathtaking they seem carved from dreams themselves. These aren't just destinations on a map, they're living museums where every weathered stone tells a story, and every narrow alleyway holds secrets whispered through generations. Today, we embark on a cinematic journey through Europe's most enchanting villages, where fairy tales weren't born from imagination, but from the very real magic that still dances through these timeless streets. From the flower-draped balconies of Alsace to the cliff-hugging settlements of the Mediterranean, we'll uncover the hidden stories that make these places more than beautiful, they make them unforgettable. These villages stand as testament to human ingenuity, where generations have created harmony between stone and sky, tradition and progress, creating communities that feel like stepping into living paintings. Our story begins over 2,000 years ago, when Roman legions first carved roads through virgin forests and established settlements that would become the foundations of today's most spectacular villages. In Conques, France, pilgrims have walked the same stone paths for over a millennium, their footsteps literally wearing grooves into the ancient stones that guide visitors even today. The village serves as a living timeline where medieval architecture tells stories of faith, commerce, and survival through centuries of upheaval. The village of Rothenburg oder Tauber in Germany stands as a testament to medieval engineering genius, its intact city walls having survived countless wars, plagues, and the relentless march of time. What many don't know is that this village was saved from destruction in World War II by a single American colonel who fell in love with its beauty and convinced his commanders to spare it from bombing. Walking through its streets today feels like traveling through time, where every building has witnessed history unfold across 8 centuries. In the remote valleys of Switzerland, the village of Gruyères has remained virtually unchanged since the 13th century, its residents still using the same traditional cheese-making techniques that sustained their ancestors through harsh Alpine winters. The village's strategic position on a hilltop wasn't chosen for its views, it was a fortress designed to spot invading armies from miles away, a secret that saved countless lives throughout history. Today, visitors can stand on the same ramparts where medieval guards once watched for threats, now offering panoramic views of peaceful valleys that stretch toward distant snow-capped peaks. The ancient village of Monsanto in Portugal clings to a massive granite boulder, its houses literally built into and around enormous stones that dwarf human structures. Local legend tells that giants once played a game here, hurling these massive rocks across the landscape, and the village grew up in the spaces between their scattered stones. Archaeological evidence suggests continuous habitation for over 2,000 years, making it one of Portugal's oldest settlements where Lusitanian, Roman, Visigothic, and Moorish influences blend into a unique cultural tapestry. Culture in these villages isn't preserved in museums, it lives and breathes in the daily rhythms of people whose families have called these places home for centuries. In Hallstatt, Austria, the tradition of salt mining dates back over 4,000 years, making it one of the world's oldest industrial sites still in operation. The village's wealth from white gold built the elegant lakeside houses that reflect like jewels in the pristine Alpine waters, creating a scene so perfect that China built an exact replica, though they couldn't replicate the authentic culture that gives the original its soul. The fishing village of Cinque Terre in Italy maintains traditions so ancient that local fishermen still use boat designs unchanged since Roman times. Each of the 5 villages has its own dialect, developed in isolation, creating a linguistic puzzle where neighboring communities just miles apart sometimes struggle to understand each other. The terraced vineyards that cascade down impossible cliffs represent over 1,000 years of backbreaking labor, where each stone wall was built by hand and maintained through generations who understood that their survival depended on working with, rather than against, the dramatic landscape. In the Alsace region of France, the village of Riquewihr has preserved its medieval guild system, where master craftsmen still take 7 years to train apprentices in trades like timber framing and stone masonry. The village's famous Christmas market isn't a tourist attraction. It's a 400-year-old tradition where families have passed down the same market stalls through generations, selling crafts made using tools their great-great-grandparents once used. Walking through the market means encountering artisans whose skills connect directly to medieval Europe, creating an unbroken chain of knowledge that spans centuries. The Spanish village of Santa Lana del Mar calls itself the town of three lies because it's not holy, Santa, not flat, Lana, and not by the sea, Del Mar. Yet this playful self-deprecation masks a serious commitment to preserving one of Europe's most complete medieval townscapes. Every building is protected by law, and residents must use traditional materials and techniques for any restoration, ensuring that the village remains authentic rather than becoming a theme park version of its former self. These villages weren't simply built in beautiful locations, they were crafted to become one with their natural surroundings, creating harmonies between human ingenuity and nature's grandeur that take your breath away. The village of Oia in Santorini sits on volcanic cliffs formed by one of history's most catastrophic eruptions, yet its blue-domed churches and whitewashed walls create such perfect contrast with the dark volcanic rock that it appears almost surreal. The village's famous sunsets aren't just beautiful, they're scientifically enhanced by volcanic particles in the atmosphere that scatter light in unique ways, creating colors found nowhere else on Earth. In Norway, the village of Geithanger is surrounded by waterfalls that freeze into massive ice sculptures each winter, transforming the entire landscape into what locals call nature's cathedral. The village experiences a phenomenon called the midnight sun during summer months, when daylight lasts for nearly 24 hours, bathing the fjords in an ethereal golden glow that photographers travel thousands of miles to capture. Living in such extreme conditions has shaped a culture where residents have learned to find joy and beauty in nature's most dramatic moods, from the endless light of summer to the star-filled darkness of winter. The flower fields surrounding the Dutch village of Giethoorn create seasonal masterpieces that rival any painted canvas. Known as the Venice of the North, this village has no roads, only canals and footpaths, forcing residents and visitors to travel by boat or bicycle, creating a peaceful atmosphere where the loudest sounds are birdsong and gently lapping water. This car-free existence isn't a modern environmental choice but a centuries-old tradition born from the village's origins as a peat harvesting community, where canals were essential for transportation and the soft ground couldn't support heavy roads. The Italian village of Positano cascades down cliffs toward the Mediterranean like a watercolor painting come to life, its pastel houses seemingly defying gravity as they cling to nearly vertical slopes. The village's unique architecture developed from necessity. Building vertically was the only option on such steep terrain. But what began as practical solutions evolved into an art form where every level offers different perspectives on the sea and sky, creating a three-dimensional masterpiece that changes with every step. As our journey through Europe's most beautiful villages draws to a close, we're left with more than just stunning images. We carry stories of resilience, tradition, and the profound human need to create beauty even in the most challenging circumstances. These villages remind us that true beauty isn't just about picturesque facades or Instagram-worthy views. It's about communities that have learned to live in harmony with their environment, their history, and each other. In an age of rapid change and digital connection, these villages offer something increasingly rare: the chance to experience authentic slow living, where time is measured not by notifications and deadlines, but by the changing seasons, the rhythm of church bells, and the simple pleasure of neighbors greeting each other by name. They demonstrate that efficiency isn't always the highest value, that sometimes the longest route home, the one that winds through cobblestone alleys and past flower-filled courtyards, is actually the most rewarding path. Perhaps the greatest secret these villages hold isn't hidden in their ancient stones or whispered in their legends. It's the understanding that home isn't just a place, but a feeling of belonging that can be created anywhere people choose to care for each other and their shared spaces. Each village we've visited started as nothing more than a strategic location or convenient crossing point, but through generations of human dedication, they became something far greater: communities where the past informs the present and the present honors the past. The story of Europe's most beautiful villages isn't just history, it's hope, reminding us that in a world of constant change, some things remain eternal: the human desire to build something beautiful, to preserve it for future generations, and to find meaning in the simple act of calling a place home. These villages stand as proof that small communities can create lasting impact, that beauty is not a luxury but a necessity, and that the most profound human achievements often happen not in grand capitals or bustling cities, but in quiet places where people have learned to live well together. As we return to our modern world, we carry with us the knowledge that such places exist, sanctuaries of beauty and tradition that prove the very best of human nature can not only survive but flourish across centuries, offering inspiration and hope to anyone who seeks to understand what makes a place not just livable, but truly worth living in.